I remember hearing the words, "Prove your loyalty to me, King." That haunting phrase came straight from the mouth of one of Sean "Diddy" Combs' former assistants, and it marked the beginning of a jaw-dropping testimony that's shaking the foundations of the entertainment world. This assistant, Philip Pines, didn't just work with Diddy, he was deep inside the inner circle, operating as the senior executive assistant from December 2019 to December 2021. And now, he's speaking out, lifting the curtain on what he claims really went down during Diddy's notorious freak-offs, but it doesn't stop there. Pines didn't just talk about Diddy, he also named 10 other celebrities who were allegedly involved in what insiders are now calling the Diddy Circle. These names range from major athletes to chart-topping artists and Hollywood elites. Some are named as defendants in lawsuits, while others were simply mentioned in the disturbing accounts. And while most of them have denied the allegations, the entertainment industry is rattled. Pines' testimony paints a dark and twisted picture, far beyond anything we've heard before. According to him, his job wasn't just office admin and scheduling. He was Diddy's fixer, the one responsible for arranging every wild late-night gathering, often called Wild King Nights. These events required a bizarre and specific shopping list: red lights to set the mood, buckets of ice for endless bottles, pre-rolled blunts, male enhancement honey packs, baby oil, Astroglide, towels, and an array of hard drugs like marijuana and ketamine. And those parties? According to Pines, they weren't just Hollywood turn-ups. They were full-blown, drug-fueled orgies laced with power, fear, and coercion. These weren't your average get-togethers, he said. These were dark, chaotic, and deeply disturbing. Pines said he'd show up the next morning to clean the wreckage, scrubbing away drugs, wiping up bodily fluids, discarding used condoms, and deleting video evidence. Sometimes he'd even be tasked with paying off hotel staff to keep the secrets buried. One moment that haunted Pines was being asked to fix a messy scene. "Hey, yo, Phil, can y'all come straighten it up over here? Not looking luxurious," he recalled being told. But what he found when he arrived was worse than anything he expected. "The smell of baby oil alone still makes me nauseous," Pines confessed. Seeing the stains, the fluids, the half-used bottles, it was like walking into the aftermath of something unholy, and I had to clean it, alone. The darkest part of Pines' testimony, though, wasn't the cleanup. It was the coercion. In the Fall of Diddy docuseries, Pines tearfully described a moment that crossed every line: being handed a condom and pushed toward a woman he didn't know, all under the pressure to prove his loyalty. He said he went through with it, feeling guilt and shame afterward, but kept it to himself, afraid of the consequences if he spoke up. This isn't just another Hollywood scandal. If even half of what Pines alleges is true, it reveals a long-standing system of exploitation, manipulation, and silence, one that's existed at the top levels of the music and entertainment industry for decades. What happens next could shake the pillars of power in ways we've never seen before. Philip Pines' testimony, detailed in both courtroom documents and the Fall of Diddy docuseries, paints a harrowing picture of what he describes as a tightly controlled and deeply disturbing world behind closed doors. He recounts being part of what amounted to an emergency cleanup crew, tasked with scrubbing hotel rooms that bore the aftermath of drug-fueled nights: broken glass, blood, urine stains, used condoms, and bodily fluids on furniture and bedding. According to Pines, not only were rooms sanitized to remove physical evidence, but he was also instructed to delete incriminating footage from phones and cameras, and even break bread with hotel staff to buy their silence. This wasn't occasional chaos. It was, according to Pines, a systematic cover-up operation that shielded high-profile individuals from legal consequences. More than just a fixer, Pines claims he was drawn deeper into this toxic orbit, even alleging that during one of these so-called Wild King nights, he was pressured into sexual activity with a woman, framed as a loyalty test to Diddy. In his interview for the docuseries, Pines said he felt cornered. That refusal wasn't an option given what he'd already witnessed of Diddy's volatile behavior. But the sexual coercion wasn't the only concern. Pines says he saw outright violence and reckless disregard for health, including an incident where Diddy allegedly kicked someone in Miami and another where he knowingly exposed a celebrity to COVID-19 at his 51st birthday party. The culture, Pines insists, was defined by manipulation, fear, and power games. He was often summoned for absurd tasks, like finding a TV remote, which he interpreted as psychological tests designed to affirm his obedience. Most disturbing, Pines alleges that many of these events were filmed, not just for entertainment, but as leverage. This aligns with separate claims made by Courtney Burgess, who says Kim Porter gave him tapes showing Diddy and celebrities in compromising situations shortly before her death in 2018. While Diddy has strongly denied these allegations and filed a $50 million defamation suit against Burgess and his attorney, the notion of an extensive decades-long system of control and documentation remains a chilling possibility, one that could ensnare far more individuals than initially imagined. Pines' testimony is not just about Diddy. It's about how influence, wealth, and intimidation can coalesce into a structure where victims are silenced, enablers are rewarded, and the truth takes decades to emerge, if it ever does. Inconsistencies in testimonies don't automatically mean all allegations are false, but they do highlight how complex it is to assess evidence in cases involving events from decades ago. The responses from the accused have varied widely. Odell Beckham Jr. and comedian Drusky both took to social media with strong denials. Beckham insisted he wasn't even in Orinda, California at the time of the alleged incident and claimed he had never met the woman accusing him. Jay-Z not only denied the allegations, but took it a step further by filing a defamation lawsuit after the initial case was dropped. His team claims the Pines never named all 10 celebrities directly, but his testimony helps contextualize how others might have become involved. Allegations against figures like Odell Beckham Jr. and Drusky echo the coercive environment Pines describes, even if the incidents occurred before he worked for Diddy. Meanwhile, accusations surrounding Jacob the Jeweler Arabo, particularly from adult performer Adria English, further mirror this theme of accuser admitted her story was false, though her lawyer disputes that account. Others, like Cuba Gooding Jr. and Aaron Hall, have remained silent, making no public statements about the accusations against them. Diddy, meanwhile, has consistently denied all allegations. His legal team has expressed confidence in beating the charges and criticized the media coverage as biased and one-sided. They've also attempted to impose gag orders to limit public discussion about the case. Still, the growing number of allegations, coming from multiple sources across decades, poses a serious challenge to these denials. It's crucial to consider the gravity of these allegations while upholding the presumption of innocence, a foundational principle of the justice system. Ultimately, the courts will need to examine the evidence, assess the credibility of witnesses, and determine whether the legal thresholds for the charges have been met. Beyond the courtroom, these cases raise broader social and cultural issues about power, consent, and accountability in the entertainment industry. The pattern of accusations points to a system where wealth, fame, and influence may have enabled and protected predatory behavior. If these allegations are proven true, they would signify not just individual wrongdoing, but a systemic failure that allowed abuse to continue unchecked for years. The timing of these allegations is also significant. In the wake of the Nutter Me Too movement and growing awareness of sexual exploitation and abuse, there's been a clear shift. More survivors are coming forward, and both law enforcement and the justice system appear more willing to pursue cases against powerful figures that might have previously been ignored or buried. Diddy's federal trial is set to continue with opening statements scheduled for May 12, 2025. Alongside it, Several civil lawsuits are moving forward independently, which may shed further light on the nature of the allegations and the evidence behind them. The outcome of these proceedings will carry serious implications, not only for those directly involved, but also for how the entertainment industry confronts abuse of power and enforces accountability in the future. Meanwhile, the resurfacing of disturbing videos and awkward interactions involving Diddy, including with figures like Mike Tyson and Justin Bieber, has amplified public scrutiny. What was once dismissed as eccentric celebrity behavior is now being reevaluated through the lens of the current investigations. These resurfaced clips, paired with damning testimonies and federal charges, are forcing a long overdue reckoning in an industry that for too long looked the other way. Twitter purges and viral speculation. The internet erupted when rumors began, circulating that the Diddy tapes could implicate hundreds of celebrities. One viral tweet claiming this garnered nearly 40 million views. Around the same time, another widely shared post from user The Julian Thomas featured a meme of Shaquille O'Neal lurking behind a tree with the caption, "Usher thinking nobody was going to see he deleted his entire tweet history." That tweet alone racked up over 219,000 views. Soon, fans noticed that Usher's entire Twitter history had been wiped, fueling speculation that he was trying to erase digital evidence related to his past relationship with Sean Diddy Combs. However, the OMG singer was quick to shut down the rumors. On September 22nd, Usher tweeted, "Account got hacked and damn y'all ran with it. See you tonight at Inuit Dome." Though he didn't address the Diddy rumors directly, his statement was meant to dispel the growing narrative. Usher had previously spoken publicly about his close relationship with Diddy. In a 2016 interview on The Howard Stern Show, he recalled living with Diddy for a year when he was just 13. "I got a chance to see some things," he said vaguely. "I went there to see the lifestyle, and I saw it. I don't know if I could fully understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild. Diddy's fall from grace, life behind bars." Sean. Diddy. Combs' dramatic fall began on a fateful Monday when federal agents took him into custody. The charges, unsealed the following day, stunned both fans and the entertainment industry. Sex trafficking, racketeering conspiracy, and transportation with intent to engage in prostitution. A second judge denied his bail request, meaning the once untouchable mogul would remain in federal custody at the Metropolitan Detention Center, MDC, in Brooklyn until trial. MDC. Brooklyn is infamous for its brutal conditions and history of neglect. Home to about 1,200 inmates, the facility drew national outrage in 2019 when prisoners endured an 8-day blackout in freezing temperatures, leading to a $10 million class action lawsuit. From the moment Diddy was booked, he was reportedly gripped by fear and paranoia. Sources claimed he refused to eat, terrified someone might poison his meals. In a place where correctional officers are underpaid and potentially susceptible to bribery, Diddy's concerns weren't entirely unfounded. "Imagine if someone paid off a guard to poison his food or trigger a heart attack," one insider speculated. "He's got dirt on people with serious money. Anything could happen." Diddy was moved to a specialized unit within the jail, the same area where former FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried is currently held. This protective wing houses 18 to 20 inmates considered high risk, either due to their celebrity status or because they are cooperating with authorities. Still, conditions in this part of the jail remain grim. The food is often described as bland, carb-heavy, and even moldy. Diddy has allegedly refused to eat altogether, adding to his physical and mental distress. MDC Brooklyn's history of high profile. Inmates and abuse. Diddy is not the first celebrity to experience the harsh conditions of MDC Brooklyn. R. Kelly was held there before his 2021 conviction for sex crimes. His lawyer, Nicole Becker, described his time as mentally crippling, adding, "If Diddy is going through what R. Kelly did, it's not going to be good. That jail is not safe. She recalled how guards would allegedly force Kelly to sing for them while mocking his plight. "Grown men cry in there," she said. Ghislaine Maxwell also spent time at MDC following her arrest in 2020. Her legal team reported she suffered dramatic weight loss and hair shedding due to stress and an inadequate diet. At times, she went up to 20 hours without food. The Bureau of Prisons allegedly kept her in near solitary confinement to prevent a repeat of Jeffrey Epstein's suicide. Sam Bankman-Fried, the disgraced crypto billionaire, had his own share of struggles in MDC. Reports indicated he survived on water, bread, and peanut butter after the facility failed to accommodate his vegan diet. Ja Rule, Al Sharpton, and other notable names also spent time at the notorious facility, each emerging with horror stories of neglect, mistreatment, and psychological torment. The unraveling of an empire. Diddy's fears are far from irrational. The brutal environment at MDC Brooklyn has driven many inmates to the edge. The music mogul, once surrounded by luxury, wealth, and power, now faces the same inhumane conditions as those he once stood above. His paranoia, his refusal to eat, and his transfer to a special unit reflect the very real dangers he faces inside. As his trial date approaches, Diddy's legal team continues to push back against the charges, while the court of public opinion spirals with conspiracy theories, viral tweets, and resurfaced videos. The same media and fans that once celebrated him are now poring over every interview, old clip, and public interaction, searching for red flags that might explain the disturbing charges. The Metropolitan Detention Center is no stranger to controversy, but Diddy's presence there might be its most high-profile case yet, and whether guilty or innocent, his stay at MDC is already a fall from grace, unlike any seen in recent memory.